Hello and welcome to Naija's Geeking Out podcast. Today, we've suspended a couple of members for their shambolic behavior last week, ignoring the new rules and guidelines that have been stated on the podcast that no unnecessary talk that is not strictly related to comic books. So that's why Kex is not going to be available this week. And Redwell is not being regular as usual, so that one is not without. That's just who he is right now, regardless of whatever I post on his status. But Dapo, how are you doing?
No, I'm fine, and I'm quite happy that we're putting our foot down. We're
Yes,
sticking to the rules, and to be honest, I think Red by association with Kex himself deserves to be kicked off. So
it does.
the fact that he said that he could make it, he was just saving himself from a red card as well. So
Yeah. I think he was pretty smart about that. I saw after the punishment has been meted on Kex,
yeah,
he just said that yes, I'm
yes,
not going to be around, please. Yeah, just to try
indeed.
to escape it. But we noticed. Yeah.
Right, today, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? There's no content on TV. What are we talking about today?
So yeah, we'll be doing a lot of speculating today, and thankfully it's just the two of us, so it's going to be a lot of very mature, serious, civil discussion with unnecessary tangents from some people. So yeah, there are some news that are out there that we'll briefly touch on. Casting news, movie news generally. Some release dates are being changed, and yeah, so let's quickly do that, and then we have some speculations to do for later in the podcast. But
Yes.
kicking things off, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So Marvel has announced that these dates are being moved forward by 7 months each. Avengers Secret Wars. I mean Doomsday was supposed to come out on May 1st of 2026. It's now come out December 18, 2026. Same thing for Secret Wars, which is moving from a May 7th to a December release. So they are trying to do the whole Christmas release for both movies. The interesting thing about this is that Avengers Doomsday, the first one, is moving to the same day as Dune Part 3 by
Right.
Warner Bros. So
So,
I'm not sure what they're thinking is there.
what date exactly is that, if I may ask?
That's going to be December 18th.
Okay, a week before Christmas. Okay.
Yeah, that's the big. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the movies on Christmas season to capture as much, yeah,
Okay.
of the Christmas market as possible.
All right. I mean, first thing, you did something just now. One of my pet peeves that I always get to argue about. You said move forward.
It's it's not you don't it's brought back. You can't say it's brought back. It's
No,
moved forward, further in the future.
no. You're moving forwards or you're moving backwards.
Yeah.
Backward means you're pushing it out.
No, the date is going further out.
No. Forward, you're bringing it out to you.
No, you are okay. You are looking at it from the point of you. I'm looking at it from the point of the date
Look,
itself.
this is always the argument. This is a thing that people always argue about. It's when you're meeting. Oh, the meeting is being moved forward.
Yeah,
So,
it's been moved forward.
so the no, yeah, no. When you bring in English, you say if you bring something forward, you're bringing it nearer to you.
No,
You
if I
are
bring
bringing.
it backwards, I'm bringing it towards me.
So you push it backwards. So you're looking for where you're pushing it backwards.
Yeah, that's the same thing as bringing it forward. Pushing backward and bringing it forward are the same thing.
Anyway, it's not even that. Oh God. I was trying to resist myself. Don't say it. I just couldn't help myself.
But
But,
yeah,
so
it
basically,
must have caused a lot of confusion for you in your meetings
oh, people miss meetings of this. People do miss
because of
meetings
that. Yeah.
of this, and it's always an ongoing thing, right? But in terms of the movies,
Yeah.
I will ask one question. We've not been given any reason beyond it's being moved. We've just been told it's being moved.
We've been told it's just been moved there.
And so here's my thinking on this. Is it to do with production? Is it to do with wanting that date?
I mean,
Or is it,
given it, production will be part of it.
but the fact that, see, here's my issue. The fact that they're not moving Spider-Man.
I think on the logistics of making Doomsday and the logistics of making Spider-Man, they are very different things.
No, sorry. the point I'm trying to make here is, I believed, and I was often taught that the story of Spider-Man, the way if it is in between Doomsday,
and Secret
it
Wars.
would have content at some point, whether it's in the film itself, whether it's something to do with the environment of the situation Spider-Man's in, or on after credits scene. I would expect that somehow there will be some parallels with the movie. Now, if they've moved them both, but they're able not to move Spider-Man without any issues, that tells me almost
that maybe Spider-Man is a bit more standalone that we are initially led to assume, and I really hope that's the case. I really hope it's the case that it's a standalone movie that maybe deals with the fallout from Fantastic Four rather than the fallout from Secret Wars.
It's interesting. No, it's a very interesting take, and I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. I'm not actually averse to the moving of these movies out.
Yeah.
In a way, the only thing I'm slightly worried about is, so we are now in June. Oh well, almost we're in May.
Yeah.
25. So we've got a year to now. Also, we've got a year and a half.
Yeah.
And in that gap, we'll only get one more movie, right? There's nothing else apart from the Spider-Man film.
Yep.
Okay. Today, does it not seem to you there's not a lot of well? Oh, sorry. Actually, apologies. Fantastic Four is there. So in a way, so Fantastic Four is coming.
Fantastic Four is this year, yeah.
Yeah. No, so what I'm saying is, I'll say that we're only getting one more movie before, but no, we're getting Fantastic Four and we're getting Spider-Man.
Yeah. That might also be part of the consideration, that at least to build up more hype for what is coming.
Yeah, but
I honestly didn't think Spider-Man, they would want to make Spider-Man directly connected to the big two movies. I think that is, let Spider-Man be his own thing.
Yeah, but then maybe they will film an extra credit scene.
Yeah.
It could be like that. They'll just film a long 6-minute extra credit scene that will be attached at the end of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question before we move on from Spider-Man? I want to ask a question. At the end of the last Spider-Man movie, nobody knows who Spider-Man is anymore.
Nobody knows who Spider-Man is, yeah.
Do they know that Spider-Man exists?
Yes. But they no longer know his secret identity. It's Peter Parker.
No, okay. So let me ask a question. You say yes, they know he exists.
Yeah.
So when you say yes, they know he exists, do you mean that do they remember all the?
This is where it's not clear. I think they remember is Spider-Man, but they don't know who is under the mask.
So okay, so let me give you an example now.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I was going to give you an example, but I already know the answer to this question because we've actually seen Happy with Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And he was asking, how do you know? And he was via. These guys have been on adventures. So there's adventures where, okay, Tony's dead. But they've been in Infinity War where they fought alongside this guy. See, the fact that Tony's dead kind of removes a lot. Because
it doesn't remove a lot. Because Spider-Man has appeared out of costume with the Avengers. He was out of costume at the burial. He was out of costume in the final battle. So
right. Correct.
So yeah, the problem is still there, but I think it's going to do magic. Magic erases everybody's memory and they make anybody ask any questions.
So it could be more along the lines that. Okay, that's two things. It could be more like that. Even they'll just see and they won't even think about it. It's not something
that comes to mind.
Also, in this world, and this is another thing. So this guy, if I remember correctly, I don't know why I think. Please tell me if I'm wrong. At the end of that film, was he also not having to take his GEDs now again?
Yeah. He took his GEDs because he couldn't get into college. I'm not sure if I think he took his GEDs because he didn't get into college. I'm not sure.
No. To get to college, he already had his GEDs.
Yeah,
He finished secondary
he
school.
finished school. He's trying to get into university, but he didn't get into the university he was supposed to go to with the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
So,
not sure if he's getting into a different university like NY
so
University.
the way I read
NY.
that scene was almost like he's not even in the system anymore. He's not in the system, but he's not in the system anymore. So he literally had to go and say, I beat the pack out.
It's like either so that particular thing is confusing. Either they can't erase Peter Parker from existence.
Well, his friends don't know him.
No,
His friends that he went to school with don't even
we
know him.
don't know him. So Peter Parker is basically erased from existence
Yeah.
of
So
everybody.
that means the teacher can't know him. He can't have
Yeah,
he can't
nobody knows him.
have a
He's
school
starting.
record.
Yeah, he has no identity.
Yes.
That's tough. We'll see how that plays out in the movie. But yeah, that's
I really hope they explore this. You know, this is
eh,
something they need to explore because it's something that will impact him heavily.
yeah.
How do you get a social security number? How do you explain where you popped up from?
That is probably why Marvel won't explain that. You just see him broke living somewhere doing odd jobs, and they say that's it. Maybe working for cash or something while doing Spider-Man things.
Wow.
But yeah, we'll
Wow.
see how they do that. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how they want to play that
Okay.
particular
Fine.
storyline.
Okay. Fine. Fine.
It's okay. Well, speaking of Marvel movies, Thunderbolt, it's looking bad. It's currently at 355 million worldwide, 173 domestic, 181 global, and I'm not sure it's going to make much more than this at this point. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, at this point, it's going to make less than Brave New World, which made 415 total.
Which is absolutely mind.
Yeah.
To me, I find it very strange. I think this is
It got a better rating than Brave New
better
World.
rating,
Yeah,
better.
better acceptance was.
Yeah, exactly. It's a better movie on almost all counts than that film. The as you said, the ratings is been better, the critical reviews have been better, but the box office. I
I think this
don't
is
get it.
what happens with what's this thing called? When your brand has lost trust.
Which is
We
fine.
saw it with DC with their movies that came out
No, but
towards the end, like
it's
Black
fine.
Adam,
I get
Flash.
that. I get that the brand's damaged, but the brand
Yeah.
was damaged for Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, it was. That's a damaged brand. So it's
So
getting
why
the
is
same
it doing more
response
than
as
that one?
Brave New World. That's why it's getting the same response as Brave New World.
Yeah, but for
Because now there's a less the name is not as known. That one is at least it's Captain America, everybody recognizes it. Now these are an unknown team with mostly unknown characters, and so it's not getting the Guardians of the Galaxy response where everybody wants to. It's still a Marvel film. It's a good time at the cinema. It's getting the Brave New World response where I'm not sure about this kind of film. So
yeah,
even though it's good, it doesn't have the legs that it's supposed to pull
yeah.
it
So
through.
I think that word of mouth was not enough
It
to get.
wasn't enough for this film, yeah.
Okay,
So
it's sad, really. I mean, if every film's bad and it doesn't make money, I don't care. But
yeah,
if I like a film, I always want it to do well, especially in this case. But
yeah. So
because
I'm really hoping this doesn't translate to predictions for Fantastic Four and Superman.
no, so
Because
okay,
yeah, if this is the general box office trend for superhero movies,
I honestly, I think Superman is immune
you think it's immune?
at the moment from this kind of bad publicity around superhero movies. I think I think Superman will be given a chance.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying it's going to make a billion guarantee. No, but what I'm saying is, I think the general public are more willing to give a new Superman a chance.
Okay.
So I think depending on how the opening weekend does and how the buzz of I think Superman could have legs for days. But also, if the first week opening people coming out and say, yeah, man, it could die like a dodo as well.
Okay. Because
You
right
know,
now, to be fair, the box office tracking for Superman is
yeah.
supposed to be bigger than Man of Steel. Is
Okay,
currently tracking to gross 155 to 175
okay,
million. Now, for comparison's sake, um, Thunderbolts grossed 77 million, Brave New World grossed 80 million. So this is on track to
Yeah.
be the biggest grossing movie for a Superman movie for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, you got a few things going for you. You. Everybody knows now that there's a new sheriff in town in DC.
Yeah.
They know this is his first new film. To kick off the DCU. Forget Critical Commandos. This is the first movie in this DCU. We've got a new actor. The whole I wanted to say template, but no, the whole feel and tone of the film it's different from the last one we had. So there's
Yeah.
it's almost like this is really the film that they should call a brand new day, and not Spider-Man. It feels like a brand new day for Superman. So
Okay.
and I think generally a Superman movie would always be given a chance,
Okay.
especially a new one. Let me put it that way, and then it will live and die on that.
Okay, no problem. I hope it does that. I hope it makes the money that we are predicting it does, because yeah, not just this comic book movies need this. They need this movie to be successful.
Yeah, but see,
Beyond all doubt. And
here's the issue.
yeah.
It was only the film before Brave New World was a $1 billion film.
What?
Was not the film before Brave New World $1 billion?
Deadpool and
Yes,
Wolverine. But yeah, it was a $1 billion film, but that's like, see, Deadpool and Wolverine is mining nostalgia.
yes, yes, yes.
It's like nostalgia mining. And that's why they are going back to that in Secret Wars. It's pure nostalgia bait. And it's Deadpool. Deadpool has been is a proven brand compared to the Marvel movies before that. So it's like, yeah.
Okay, okay.
But hopefully they're not disappointed by these movies when they come out.
Yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully,
I
yeah.
hope so.
Yeah. So after that, do you have any other thing to say on these particular movies before we move on?
No. Let's move on to some of the random news from.
Okay. So yeah, some random news from Marvel casting rumors basically. David Tennant wanting to play
Oh yes,
the Fantastic.
yeah, Reed Richards.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
no.
Sorry.
I'm basically no. What's your take on that?
Honestly, I would have minded it. So okay, no, let me rephrase that. David Tennant is somebody I've actually liked in almost everything I've seen him in. Even when he played Doctor Who, and initially I did not like him look wise for the character, but I think he did very well as the Doctor, and his Kilgrave to me is one of the greatest on screen villains from Marvel ever.
Oh, okay.
That's Kilgrave. Yeah, I thought he was more scary than the one in the comics, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, the Kilgrave in
Yeah.
the Jessica Jones series was
Yeah.
very,
So-
very scary.
The fact that he wanted, so I wouldn't have been totally against it. And weird enough, his body type and look is tall, slim. So I could see him pulling it off. And I think he's a good actor enough. I mean, he's not a person I ever thought of it for the role, if I mean honest. It would never have crossed my mind.
Yeah.
Seeing
Also-
that he wanted it himself. He said he actually wanted to, he wanted to reach out and ask for the role. And I mean they were interviewing about something else, and he mentioned that, oh, Pedro Pascal's been casted, and he mentioned that. And I thought, oh, that's it. That's quite. I would not have been okay. Put it this way: if they told me Pedro Pascal or him, if they put
okay. If you go that way,
I would pick him.
always.
Yes.
If you go that Pedro Pascal, or I mean, there are a lot of actors that will pick before Pedro Pascal. For
Yeah,
me.
and don't get me wrong.
Oh,
This is not Pedro Pascal hate. It's
No,
more.
it's not. It's just that
We think he's too. He's everywhere, and we want somebody new who
someone fresh.
we will see as Reed, and
Yeah.
not
Not Pedro Pascal playing Reed.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I get that a lot. But like, I'm like, yeah. So David Tennant, I'll pick him over Pedro Pascal, but like, it won't be my first choice basically, because he already played Kilgrave. You
True.
already see Doctor Who.
Yeah,
He's
true.
someone that I already see as these people already, and he can embody the role really well. He's a great actor. No knocks on him. But
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Kilgrave. I just don't want. It's fine.
Yeah, no, he's a good actor, and yeah,
Yeah. But maybe if he transforms himself like Colin transforms himself for movies, then maybe. But
or he comes back as Kilgrave.
I won't mind that.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't mind that at all. But yeah, that's one of the rumors. The next,
Yes,
I think there was one other rumor about uh
Star Lord.
Star Lord, yeah, the Annihilators movie.
Yeah, so this it's been getting traction online. There's lots of it, but that's
But do we know anything about it?
no. Apart from the fact that they'll say that they Marvel wants to do the Annihilation Wave.
Yeah,
If we talk about it, so that and they will introduce Nova, the Nova we know, Richard
yeah,
Rider in that storyline, and that this is where Star Lord will return to. Remember, Star Lord has left the Guardians of the Galaxy, and again, please, listeners, this is all rumors. What they're saying is that the proposed storyline is Annihilus comes along. He has this. I mean, it comes, guys. There's this story about Annihilus. He's a villain of the Fantastic Four, and he kind of escapes, and he brings along this wave of enemies. Because his name is Annihilus, they call it the Annihilation Wave. And basically, he's running around in the galaxy, and it's a big threat. Now, that's that's the story they're saying they want to bring. Now, in the MCU, people are saying we have a new set of Guardians of the Galaxies now, being led by Rocket.
yeah.
So the rumor is the energy wave will decimate that team.
Oh,
That they can't, they will not be up for the task. They'll get decimated. Peter Quill will have to come back, Star Lord, and now when he recruits these other powerhouses, i.e. Nova, or they come and get him. I don't know, but these are the stories going around that is the big next cosmic event. Like, because basically, Guardians of the Galaxies was our cosmic side of the universe
yeah.
for all the time while we. So that is what they're saying will happen. Now, who are these power horses? Again, pure speculation. People are already mentioning well, Adam Warlock would probably
And I'm
survive.
Warlock, I think, what's her name? Captain Marvel. Silver Surfer is another one.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about Captain Marvel. Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And those are the big guns of the MCU.
yeah. Yeah, and you're right again. Now, here's the thing: we would have a Silver Surfer. We'd
Yeah.
have seen one from FF.
Yeah, you'll probably be her. I know you guys keep wanting for you keep wanting for Noriega to come back, but you need to accept and let it go. This is a Silver Surfer,
But
and
so
if they are this one is actually true, I expect Silver Surfer. I expect Betty
who?
be there as well. Betty.
No, oh God, please. Oh, please, no. Honestly, I do not want that character.
You don't want her.
No.
Mm.
The whole idea behind that character, how it came to be, it's really annoying to me, if I'm being honest.
But she's
So,
going to be in this movie, Fantastic Four, played by Natasha Lyonne, who
I
is on the
hope
Fantastic One, by the way. But
I'm
yeah.
not going to get it there because you get upset with me today, but I'm going to think about it. Oh.
Yeah. So get used to it. Just get used to it. That's what's happening here.
Okay, all right. Oh, God.
Your pain brings me joy right now.
It's just, I mean, I'm now trying to think who are the other big hitters in the comics, but a lot of them are not in the movies yet.
No.
We've not seen we've not seen Gladiator. We've not
No,
even had of the sheer empire. We've not seen the sheer
we've seen
empire.
the Shire Empire in this, but we've not seen Gladiator and
We've
the
not
rest of them.
we've seen the sheer empire, have we?
Have we seen the No, oh, sorry, I'm mixing it up with the Kree.
Oh, yeah. So we've seen Creed. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
even the accuser is going to be in this.
Yeah, we're not the accuser. We should
Yeah.
be in this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we haven't seen sheer. Anyway, okay, we'll see.
We'll
But
see how that goes.
what we have to realize is this will happen most likely after the Avengers movies. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of chance to introduce us to some new characters
yeah,
that might,
it will
you know,
make sense. But we'll
cool.
see how that plays out. Right now, it's still all rumors, and honestly, we don't know what Marvel's future is going to be after the Avengers movie. So
Yeah,
it's just watch and see at this point.
cool.
But yeah, that's enough Marvel speculation at this point in time,
Right.
I guess. So moving on quickly to, oh, well, not really, Avengers speculation.
Yeah. So this is not speculation online. This is us. So what we want to do, listeners, is we know we've been introduced to the new Avengers in the Thunderbolt movie, so we know the new Avengers. We now know that Sam is putting together his own uh, team of Avengers, and we know Marvel are building a third Avengers team called the Young Avengers. So there's going to be the new Avengers. There's going to be the Avengers, which I guess is the Falcons. Oh, not Falcon. Captain America's Avengers, and we're going to have the Young Avengers. So my question to you: who do you think is going to be on Sam Wilson's team? Who do you think he's going to recruit to his new Avengers team?
So first of all, take out all the big guns. They're not going to be there.
Wait, you say all the big guns. So who are the big guns remaining?
Doctor Strange, he's off doing his own shit.
Right. So you don't think Sam Wilson
Who is Sam Wilson to Doctor Strange? Who is Sam Wilson to, what's it called? To,
Okay. What about Hawk? Okay. So Doctor Strange, you're saying no.
no. Who is Sam Wilson to Captain Marvel?
Okay. No, let's take number one. I will agree. Okay, I'll tell you what's going to happen in my view. I'm gonna agree with you that Doctor Strange will not be involved, and I say that for one reason only. I think he's the guy who's going to be going about finding about the incursions, and I'm going to come back later. So he's not going to be one of the Avengers, but I think he's the one who's going to come and sound the alarm.
Yeah.
In the same way, maybe the way Banner came back in Infinity War. I think something like that. So okay, I will agree with you on Doctor Strange. But now that I've agreed with you on Doctor Strange, I'm going to tell you one person is going to be a member.
Who?
Wong. I will say Wong will be on Sam's team.
Wong is not an Avenger.
But I'll say he will. And I'll tell you why.
Because of the Shang-Chi end credit.
Thank you. So I'm guessing the Shang-Chi ending basically tells us there's a team already.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Hulk,
and Wong.
And Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And I can see I can see Sam, even though he's not part of that, going to those. Oh, you guys are doing Avenger type stuff, and now I can see Captain Marvel saying, "Well, I'm too busy anyway." But I think Hulk might be on it. You don't look convinced.
I'm not convinced.
Okay,
I'm really not convinced.
Tell me, okay, who do you think he might get?
Ant-Man, maybe.
Oh, they have a relationship already.
What?
They have a relationship.
Yeah, they have a relationship already. But they know each other. So Ant-Man is an easy guess.
Okay, so you're saying Ant-Man. Okay, I agree with you. Ant-Man's going to be.
Yep. Ant-Man, Vision, White Vision. We have no idea where that guy fucked up to. But if he's going to settle down anywhere, he might probably settle down there.
Okay, you said Ant-Man. To me, that means Wasp is also joining.
What?
The Wasp.
Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Let's put them together.
Okay, cool.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm trying to think. I would have called in Shang-Chi for this particular team, but that brings in Banner and Captain Marvel. But I don't think Captain Marvel is going to play this level of on your Avengers team. She's not doing Avengers level stuff.
Yeah. I think she might. I don't think she will take part actively.
Yeah,
And she's got a good excuse.
yeah, she's
Why she won't take
based.
part. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but I think Shang-Chi would be there personally,
Shang-Chi. Yeah,
and I think we're gonna get Wong. I think. I think we're gonna
Shuri.
get, no.
You don't think we'll get Shuri for this
Actually, I said no too quickly. There's a reason why. I
because
I
of the
I want
actress?
no. I'm thinking of putting Shuri with the Young Avengers.
No.
You don't think that's gonna work?
Oh wait, it might work because of our relationship
Really?
with Riri. Okay, okay, let's knock that out. Which other character is there that we've not placed yet?
We've talked about Hawk.
Hulk
Thor.
maybe, but like
What about
Hulk is
Thor?
on his chill level right now. And I don't know
Who-
why Hulk would want to join an Avengers team led by Sam. They have no real relationship together.
No. I'm thinking if he gets Shang-Chi, they might via that and Wong speak to Hawk.
Oh, okay.
The only the, the,
But
the only the only the only thing that's so at the end of Daredevil,
yeah,
we saw Hawk and his son Scar.
yeah.
That's at the end of Daredevil, end of She-Hulk. Sorry, at the end of She-Hulk, not
No,
Daredevil.
the show that we're trying to forget. Continue.
That you are trying to forget, not me.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm definitely trying to forget that show. Thank you.
And I know for a fact. Well, I said I don't know why I say I know for a fact. I know there's talk that Scar is going to be in the Avengers film movies.
Possibly. You don't know for a fact.
Well, I can't know for a fact, but
Yeah.
it's heavily rumored,
Yeah.
and I've seen some. I don't know whether it's fake or not. I've seen some leaked. Now that any of these leaked pictures, I don't believe them anymore. Anyway, to be honest, but I've seen one with Hawk and Scar.
Mm.
But would Scar even join the Young Avengers? Maybe not.
No. Okay. I'm going to throw one out there. That
Yes,
might
go on.
Thor. Thor, War Machine is another one.
Well, 100% War Machine. Thank you very
On
much.
Avengers because
Yeah, 100% Rhodey on his team.
Rhodey, yeah.
Yeah.
War Machine. I mean, that's War Machine. Rhodey. Thor. Do we think because Thor is? I mean, do we think any of the OGs will be on the Avengers on this
No,
show?
I don't at all.
So let's do this. Let's do this quickly. Let's remove all the original Avengers because
Yeah.
they stack the table a bit too much. So
Okay.
no Hulk, no Thor.
Okay.
They are all no Doctor Strange.
All
They're all
new.
off doing their own thing.
Okay. So
Yeah,
all new.
all new Avengers basically.
So
On
I'm saying Wong. I'm saying
Wong
Shang.
as an Avenger. Okay.
Yeah, Avenger. He's the current sorcerer of spring, and I can see why they approach him.
Okay.
I would say Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, they're not going to waste him.
Yeah.
So I'll say Shang-Chi. You've said Ant-Man, you said Wasp. I agree. So we've got 5. His sidekick's going to be in it. Falcon,
Yeah.
the Falcon, the new Falcon's going to be in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 5. With
Yeah.
Sam, making 6 people.
Okay.
Now,
I'm very skeptical of Wong joining in an
okay,
Avengers team because he's already loyal to the whole this thing.
right.
But yeah.
Now the only you said Shuri, and I want to put her to Young, but I think I could easily see her also being in Avengers because while she is a young person,
She's like the ruler
her
of the nation
job
by
is
herself.
aid the nation.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't think I think the vibe of that might match more with an official Avengers team, but maybe for that very reason she won't be an Avenger. To be honest, you know, especially if the Avenger team is seen as an American team.
Yep. So exactly. So yeah. But let me skip. Let's remove Wong and put She-Hulk.
You know what? She-Hulk would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, she's a lawyer. She's based in US.
Yeah, sorry. Honestly, as much as I like that show, that didn't even occur to me. I forgot about her. Yeah,
Yeah,
she'll make more sense to be an Avenger.
yeah. So now we have basically for our team, for Sam's team, we have Sam, we have Falcon, we have Shang-Chi, we have War Machine, we
Yes.
have She-Hulk, and there was someone else we were missing.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and Wasp. So
That's
that team
that's a good enough team.
versus what's it called?
The New Avengers.
The new Avengers team, who are all basically shoots and
No, so if you remove Sentry,
yeah.
they lose. They lose anyway. The New Avengers will lose to that team.
But if you put Sentry, they win automatically.
Yeah. If you add Sentry, yeah, She-Hulk, who else? No, War Machine, Ant-Man. No. They're not doing anything. Sentry is the wild card
Of that team.
of that team.
Okay. But yeah, I would like to see how they play off this new Avengers, Sam's Avengers team, and what exactly they are made up of. Because
and who's funding it?
that's the biggest question. Who is going to be funding this? Because nobody except Shuri is funding them. I don't see any reason why she should. Because he has a closer relationship with Bucky than with Sam.
We know Sam is a poor man. He's
very poor man. He can barely afford his house. I don't know where he got all the tech he's using in.
I'm surprised he's not sleeping on the streets the way he is. But yes, yeah. Oh, he's not like he's not rolling in cash.
He's not.
That whole line that we picked up, none of them are rich.
Yeah, what's her name? Rescue. Gwyneth Paltrow's character.
I cannot see her
funding them.
She could fund them, I guess. She could fund them.
Yeah,
and maybe Rhodey might have a.
Rhodey doesn't have any money. He's an army man.
Yeah, but obviously he's a friend of Tony. Hence, he might have some leeway with
money. Okay, no problem. But yeah, that's going to be a very honestly, both teams are basically B teams at this point.
Yes,
the big guns, and I don't see the big guns. Like honestly, I don't see either both team leaders as leaders of Avengers team.
No, yeah.
And maybe that's the whole point, that the new generation really falls short of what has been laid by, and they are really leaning into that.
And the old guns have to come back.
Yeah.
So,
well, remember when at the end of Endgame, it was as if Spider-Man was going to take up the role as the new front and center leader of the Avengers, building an Avengers team around that character. I'm not sure if I'm happy or not that they didn't go with that plan.
I'm happy they didn't. Spider-Man being a leading Avenger doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, but that's in the MCU.
So that's what I said. This is a me thing. For the general public, that might seem the logical choice. As you said, he has been groomed to be Iron Man's successor.
Yeah, but
I still can't see it. I can't see I mean, depending on who's on the team, I guess. I can't see him giving orders to Thor. It just doesn't seem.
Right with you about that.
Gravitas is not there yet, in my view. He don't get me wrong. I think he's a hero of the highest caliber, but there's a difference between being a hero or being a leader of heroes.
True.
So I don't see it that way.
Besides, in the future, who knows? It might still end up. But I like that they set that up and they subverted that in the next Spider-Man movie, and now he's back to being a zero. But yeah, we'll see how that plays out in the upcoming movies. But that's Sam Avengers. Then we now have the young Avengers, which we speculated on a bit before, which is led by Kamala. We've seen the video with Casey.
Yes.
Kate and Riri.
Was Riri in that? Oh, yes, she was actually.
Yes. It was Casey, Kate, and Riri. 3 of them.
No, and America. Chavez.
No, it was America Chavez. Casey, and Riri, all
Really?
three together. But we saw Kamala approach Kate.
Kate, yes. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, we saw Kamala. So that's five already.
Yes.
Then we have Speed.
Speed, yeah,
Speed
Speed
and Billy.
and Billy, Tom and Billy, Scarlet Witch's children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
maybe
yeah.
Spider-Man, maybe
No
what do you think? No Spider-Man,
I
okay.
can't see Spider-Man, honestly. I can
On that
see,
it's too low budget.
yeah, in a way, yeah. And it's Spider-Man's not the next generation. He's already, in a way, he's more Avenger
Generation.
generation than these guys are. This whole, I mean, which is why I was also a bit iffy about Shuri. You know,
About
joining about Shuri joining on.
yeah, she's not playing at this kids
Yeah.
level, yeah.
Can I give you somebody can I give you a wild card?
Who?
Love,
Who?
love from Love and Thunder.
No.
Adopted daughter.
No, we're not doing that.
What do you mean you want to do that?
See, that movie we have binned it. Everything that has to do with that movie is binned and gone. Like I think MTV is going to pretend that movie doesn't exist. The same way everybody's pretending Echo doesn't exist. It's gone. No, thank you.
Okay.
It would be a fun wild card, but like, except she's the MacGuffin of the movie. I really don't want her to be in that film.
What about Scar?
Eh.
You can't see that either?
No, I can see it, but I'll take him or leave him.
Okay,
I can see her joining the team on a future iteration.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first outing of them, but maybe like it joins later on. After he has those rebellious stiff with his dad and he comes to join them. But like,
okay,
the team already has a lot going on.
Let me ask a question now. You've listed this team.
Yeah.
Do you realize, even let me remove Scar, let me remove my expectation about Love. Do you realize that team you've listed will beat the other two Avenger team? I'm not counter century in New Avengers.
No, they won't. They're very foolish kids.
Power wise, they should decimate them.
Power wise, but they are very foolish kids. New Avengers will kill them, all of them. It won't even be a short fight. It won't even be a long fight. It will be a quick thing. New Avengers, they go to kill.
So
and they will decimate.
So you don't think Billy alone is a danger?
Billy is the biggest danger on this team, no doubt. His magic powers and everything. But
Okay.
if they take Billy out, the rest they are all dead.
Chavez, America Chavez.
Ah, okay. America Chavez is.
I didn't know Kamala.
What?
Kamala's not easy. You think Kamala's going to be taken out easily?
Yeah, Kamala will be taken out easily. Kamala is still a very foolish child. She cannot go up against real assassins coming to kill. They will destroy her. Like, no. I like Kamala, but no, she cannot be on this level. Like, I will pit any single member of the New Avengers against Kamala and expect them to win.
No.
Yes.
I'm not buying that.
Yes.
Honestly, I'm not. The only person I think, again, not counter century, the only person I think could get Kamala a bit of trouble in my mind is Ghost. And it's almost like a draw thing.
It's not a draw thing. Ghost will kill her. Like, Ghost will destroy her. Bucky will kill her. Bucky will shoot to kill.
What can Bucky do to her? Oh,
what can Kamala like?
So,
Kamala is not indestructible.
Guess what? Guess what I've been doing?
Yeah.
I've been looking at in my mind, I was looking at the power set from the comics.
No, look at the power set from even with the power set, she's not okay in the comic. Yes, she can deflect. She has some level of flexibility and indestructibility, but she's a glass cannon.
I always forget that her power is totally different. So it's like solid light. She makes light. Oh yeah, so if she gets hit, she's out.
She's out.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I take it back. You're right.
She's out. Casey is out. Kate is out. Riri is definitely out. Okay, Riri will be.
What will Riri's out? She's the Iron Man. She's gonna be the Iron Man of the team.
She's the Iron Man, but like between Ghost and Bucky, they will kill her.
No, Riri should take any of the super soldiers.
She won't.
She should.
But she won't. See, Tony in his most advanced suit, 2 super soldiers took him.
Yeah, 2. With
Yes. This is Riri.
Okay.
Bucky alone is enough to take out.
Yeah. No, Bucky's a danger because of his arm. His vibranium.
His arm, yeah. He's going to punch into Riri's suit and drag her out of punch her right out of that suit. Yeah. So Billy, because the only problem there is Billy because of his axe magic. But
if Speed is there, if Tommy, aka
Speed, if Tommy is there, yeah. If Tommy is there, it might, it's a bit of a more problematic thing. But honestly, yeah, I will give it to the new Avengers.
Okay. All right.
These are experienced killers that are going for the kill instantly. They won't be wasting time on what's this thing called? On stupid talks, and they are going for the most efficient way to win a fight. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. Because
go on.
Give them the right weapon. I think they're working as a team. If they have the weapons to hurt an Avenger, they will take out an Avenger. They will take out Thor if they have the paralyzing gun that Valkyrie had. That Shocker.
Yeah, who has it? Nobody has it.
Nobody. Well, I'm saying that this team, if they have the right toys,
got you.
They can take out almost any other Avenger.
Okay.
So they are just limited by their weapons and how weak they are. But in terms of efficiency, I think that
what you're saying is, if it was for them to ambush the team with prep time, you think New Avengers has the advantage?
No, I just realized that the OGs have was this thing called Captain America and was Black Widow. No, but because they operate on their level and even a bit higher.
Wait, are you talking? So I thought you were talking about the Sam's Avengers. Why are you talking about Captain?
Oh no, Sam's Avengers. Yeah. No, I won't match against Sam's Avengers. I think they are roughly. I'm not sure they have the advantage because Sam's Avengers, as much as they are not as efficient as this other team, they are also they've been in real fights. They know how to hold their own in a fight. Yeah. So I won't give them the advantage there.
No, guess what?
Yeah.
If I go along with your debates that the New Avengers, because of their ruthlessness, the tactical savvy, and their vast experience, basically in Black Ops,
yeah,
I can see your argument about them taking out the Young Avengers very easily.
Very easily.
But for the very reason you just stated, the Sam's Avengers will probably be hesitating and holding back against a group of young kids, and they could get done by those kids.
Yes. Those kids can probably take out Sam's Avengers.
Yes.
If you put them in the matchup.
Because I can see a scenario where Sam, Shang-Chi, even Wong, they're all hesitating. Oh, look, these are kids. Before they know it, they've been dealt with.
They'll be, yeah. I can believe that. So I can believe New Avengers will take out the kids. I can believe the kids will take out Sam's Avengers. I can believe Sam's Avengers will take out New Avengers.
Yes, because they will not have that hold back
against them. Yeah. And
they
know how to fight this kind of level.
Do you think Falcon? I keep calling Falcon. Captain America, aka Sam, will fight Bucky?
He would lose.
No. Do you think they would actually?
No. I don't think they'll ever get there. I don't think they can ever. I mean, we've gone through Falcon on the Winter Soldier for them to go to that level again.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Yeah, we've done and he didn't kill his parents. He didn't kill his mother, so it's like, there's no fight there.
Okay, all right, cool.
I mean, they're going to be pissed with each other, and they're going to argue a lot. Like, why are you working for this criminal?
Yeah, it's not.
Physical fighting and Marvel will have to be released.
I wouldn't be surprised if, in a weird way, Sam actually recruits Bucky. Not recruits, but Bucky and Sam actually have a backdoor channel between themselves where they share information between themselves. That's might be
I,
the things.
yeah, but I really want it to be a break between two of them.
You want that?
I want a break between like they are friends, but politically they are on opposite
Oh
sides.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
like Bucky is willing to work with whoever to achieve his goals,
Oh
but Sam is like, nope, I'm not on this government side. I'm on my own.
yeah. I just realized something. What you just said now, and I take it back. I just realized now that the new Avengers is the United States sponsored one.
Yes,
So Sam's Avengers it has to be the independent.
Avenger team. Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Oh yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, honestly, but despite all what we are saying now, I doubt it will be explored in depth. Unfortunately,
You've lost all faith.
I've lost all. No, see, it's not even a matter of it. It's about the timelines. If we had another movie coming out that wanted to explore this particular schism
Yeah.
before we jump into Secret Wars, then yeah.
It, it,
But
it's funny that the success of the first 10 years or 22
yeah,
films of MCU, there was almost there seems to be a plan that led to Endgame. I know for a
but
fact that I know for a fact. Don't get me wrong. I know for a fact that there was no plan,
yeah.
but it came together like a happy accident. They had a plan
Mm,
of Avengers. They put some seeds, and then they started. Oh, this is actually can come together to form. To lead to our Infinity War.
So here's the thing about those seeds.
Yes.
If you go back and watch those seeds there, is in inside it looks as if it's leading to something. All of those seeds they kept on putting, some of them are even retcon completely.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is fake.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if that was it was just that they made good movies back to back to back. That because all these Thanos plots, it only came together in Infinity War.
Yeah. But
Infinity War.
what I'm saying was they were able to weave it together,
Yeah. In Infinity at the end of the day, yeah.
weave it together to come to Infinity War. There
Yeah.
wasn't anything. The problem in my mind since the end of that, they don't have enough material in my mind. Everything seems way disjointed. So you had Eternals, you had Marvels, you had Shang-Chi.
Here's the thing.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. I don't think it's disjointed. I think it's just bad. There's a difference. If all these movies
I think
you've
it's
called,
both. I
no,
think
if all these movies you've called were good, I think you can weave a coherent story out of
you could.
Eternals, Shang-Chi, all of
Well,
this with the plot we've seen.
and my issue, you could, but those films, not even one weaving that's been done between any of those films. Not
But
even
they've
one.
done some weavings already.
Like what?
Like the what's this thing called? Celestials coming to Earth in Eternals.
Yes.
Shang-Chi, the beacon that are the end credit scene. Now, if I was within it, I
Yeah.
would say the Celestial was coming to Earth for the same reason of incursions that we're about to see in this movie. The beacon that they were seeing is leading, it's something that is leading to something that I will determine what plot point I want to use in the Secret Wars movie.
Yeah, but what? Okay, I get what you're saying there, but in my mind, that's less. So everything that happened in Eternal, we heard nothing literally onto this brave new world.
It was the same thing with, yeah, it was the same thing with you're forgetting that in the initial Avengers run.
No. The first film, every end scene led to the next movie. Led to the next movie. Generally, it was more connective.
Not really,
It was.
not really.
Uh,
It really wasn't. Look at Guardians of the
wait,
Galaxy.
no. That's almost like film 8. You're talking about
Yeah,
Iron Man was directly Nick Fury.
yeah. But
You
remember,
know,
no, Iron Man had Nick
yeah.
Fury, but like the end credit scene was completely a different movie that was never explored again. That was retconned out of existence.
What?
Iron Man going to the general, and say that I'll supply
Yeah,
you
yeah.
August.
But what I'm saying is they did connect those two movies. Now, whether that connection was not used, and then that is a different scene to explain why they reckon that. But what I'm saying, at least they made an attempt. Eternals had not been connected. There was no attempt to connect. The connection of Eternals was to Blade,
yeah.
and it never happened.
But take Eternals as the
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy of this universe right now, of these movies here. It's the most standalone movie of its own.
Sorry, but it was on Earth.
Yeah, but it's still the most standalone movie by itself.
Okay.
Every other movie had some connective tissue to something else.
Shang-Chi connected to nothing.
The end credit connected to something, obviously.
What?
We don't know yet.
As I say, there was no connection to another movie. Those other movies in the beginning, up to Avengers, even up to they always directly connected to a movie.
See, you are mistaking the first 3 movies that led to Avengers 1.
No, not even that.
Because the following movies after Avengers 1, like for example, Iron Man 2.
Yes.
Nothing important. Okay, no, not Iron Man 3.
Yes.
It connects to nothing at all. It is standalone movie.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. What's the next film after that?
Yeah. After Iron Man 3, what was next?
Because they started building Civil War, literally, almost.
No, Civil War was from Captain America 2.
Yeah.
That was Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. But then you had Falcon in Ant-Man, which connected to Ant-Man. And then I think what you just said is Captain America 2 saying, was that Captain America 2? What's the film where he said, I think I know somebody? But so
that was Civil War.
What was that one? Was that Civil?
That was Civil War 3.
Yeah, but before Civil War was... Oh, yeah. So it was Ant-Man into Civil War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was Ant-Man into Civil War. So to me, they had more connective... I'm not saying every single movie, but these ones, almost every single movie, the connection is to something else, but that we've never seen yet.
Yes,
no, the Marvels linked to something, but totally.
So let's if you want to look at it that way, Phase 4 started with Black Widow, right?
Okay, that one I can allow because I can allow that one because it was a past movie.
But it connected to Florence, which led to Thunderbolt, which is a connect, which we've seen her appear in multiple things after that. Shang-Chi, there were characters that appeared in other things after that. There was a plot point at the end that other movies also had a similar thing.
What points?
With that, it doesn't pay off. It doesn't mean it's not going to pay off.
No, this is my point. I don't think it will.
It's the same thing like saying that, for example, the end of what's this movie? Thor 2. It didn't connect to anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Thor 3.
But and here's why to me there's a big difference. Even and it goes to your Iron Man 3 discussion.
Yeah.
Because all of those films, all those characters always led to Avengers. They could almost have their own story, and their history will always come into play. Like Dark World.
Yeah.
Did not connect to anything, but it did. When we start looking at the character arcs, it was a lot of Thor 2 fell into Infinity War.
You can say the same thing with Thunderbolt. All these characters, they've had character growth from the beginning of the Phase 4.
In series. The series.
It's still part of it. It's still part of the universe.
No. This is what the movie. This is what I'm saying. The movies look disconnected.
You are saying they are disconnected because they've not had that payoff movie yet. When they have the payoff movie, which is going to be Doomsday, we will see more of this idea. We will see more of this connectivity.
So here's the thing: the payoff in Doomsday is not going to be anything they built in those films. It's just going to be that they appear.
We don't know.
Honestly, I can almost bet that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but what I'm trying to say is that you are placing too much emphasis on connections that we are only seeing in inside.
The point I was trying to make was, so what I'm saying is, these guys have no idea what they want to do. I think that's been the issue for me all along. But
they've never had an idea what they are going to do. They're just making
yeah, but they were lucky. No, so you see, when you have an idea, like the first, I don't know, was it 4 films? We're going to lead to the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good guys. What we're going to do? We're going to do those same 4. We're going to do those same 4 films again, to lead to Avengers 2, but we're going to throw in an extra 2 new movies about, I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy's Ant-Man. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then those ones will also now weave into Avengers 3 and 4. It was not too bloated, and they were all brought along. But now, when they ended Infinity
See,
War,
here's where you are making your mistakes. You
yeah.
are thinking the scenes in like Ant-Man were meant to lead to something, rather than it just being a random cameo that they've just managed to have Sam around for. Just say, hey, this is part of the universe. The same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy didn't even lead to anything. Didn't even have a connectivity to the MCU
So
as we know it.
that I am agreeing with.
Yeah.
But and this is my point. You have some outliers that kind of, and I would say Guardians of the Galaxy was the outlier that, you know, the payoff of Guardians of the Galaxy was in his own movies all the way onto Infinity War.
Yeah.
But that's in that year, that's the one film that was like that. The rest would lead to the Avengers.
No, see, look at Phase 2 movies. Phase 2 movies were Iron Man 3. It didn't connect to anything. Thor Dark World.
No, Iron Man 3 is leading to Avengers. We all knew that.
The movie itself did not connect to anything.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, the 4 big guys in Avengers, they're all movies were in there, and because you know these guys are coming together in Avengers. That's
then what you are saying is the same thing I can say for Shang-Chi. We know Shang-Chi is coming in Avengers.
No, we don't. At the moment, all these movies here, there's no correlation that anybody's going to meet anybody, or they go from anything.
This is where I think you are losing me a bit, because if I list all the movies in Phase 2,
yes,
Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World,
yes,
Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man,
yeah.
None of these movies, none, had anything to do with the plot of Age of Ultron.
No.
They were just individual stories. Some of them.
Yeah, but 3 of those movies you mentioned, you knew they're going to be in the Avengers. Ant-Man even had Falcon in it.
What?
Ant-Man then even had Falcon in his movie.
That was after. I mean, Ant-Man was after Age of Ultron, but that Falcon thing, I think it was a random cameo. It wasn't as it's as important as the Shang-Chi's cameo that we had, or even less useful.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. For Shang-Chi,
it's a throwaway cameo that if it ties into something, it ties. But So, but all
it won't throw away because that directly led to Civil War.
Led to something, but it's in the movie by itself. It was something random.
Yeah, of course. When you're in
so
the
what
movie,
I'm trying to say that even in Phase 2, as of Phase 2, which is aside from Winter Soldier is my worst phase, all these movies, they were basically shooting for the stars.
You went quiet for a second there. You went quiet.
Oh, sorry. I said even Phase 2, which is my worst phase, all these movies, there was no clear. I don't think any of the directors was working with a clear vision that, we are trying to make this thing. Everybody was just doing their own thing, and they were lucky. Some of them were successful, were huge success.
Sorry, I agree, but my feeling since end of thing, because one, I actually think they had this slate, and then they started messing around the slate. Things that didn't work, and sometimes because they were so in some things they were so far down the line, they had to deliberate, and I think it became. I don't know if you remember. I always say back then that they should have taken a year off entirely to sit down, and probably next film we should get should have been. So I was happy with having that Spider-Man film.
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home.
It was the coda. It was the end of the phase.
Yeah, and that they should have been a big gap into that, and then you talk but they already.
But they did take a year after Far From Home.
They took a year in terms of releasing, but they were already. Films were already in production, so they had no way to even slap the brakes on all of these things.
Actually, they took 2 years from Far From Home.
No, it was a year. It wasn't 2 years.
2 years.
It was a year.
Far From Home was released July 2nd, 2019.
Yeah.
The next movie was Black Widow, July 9, 2021. COVID was a year in between. They took 2 years between Far From Home and Black Widow.
It can't be
what
2
we
years.
had in between was series.
No, it can't be 2 years.
It's 2 years.
No, because I remember when we had this discussion before, we said, it was a year. There's no way it was 2 years. No
2019 Far From Home release date. 2021 Black Widow release date, same month, July. It was the TV shows that were just coming up and up like that.
I will check that.
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
I know there's no, because I remember we had this discussion before.
Yeah, no, we were talking in context of the TV shows. That the TV shows were just coming up and up like that, and there were a lot of TV shows that it felt like was oversaturating the market.
So yeah. When was Spider-Man Far From Home?
July 2, 2019.
Yeah, and when was Black Widow?
July 9, 2021.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they took 2 years off the movies. Except these dates are completely wrong, but yeah.
I would say that. Then to me, then that's a wasted 2 years.
Yeah, they had a lot of TV shows, and COVID also happened.
Well, no, I thought, was it COVID 2021? Now I'm getting confused.
What? COVID was
2020.
Lockdown started in 2020. COVID-19.
Oh, sorry. You're when was lockdown? You're right. It must have been 2020. It must have been.
Lockdown 2020 to 2021. We're still in lockdown. Roughly some kind of cinemas were still doing their release for Black Widow. They were arguing that all, yeah, but yeah.
So to me, that 2 years was a wasted 2 years.
No, there was a lot of, it might as well be 1 year because there was COVID in between where productions were stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so look at the Phase 4 movies they're complaining about. Black Widow. It introduces a new character that is paid off in Thunderbolt, in multiple series, and then Thunderbolts. Shang-Chi, it connects to the ending scenes, leaves open, and then to how it's connected to the greater multiverse. Even though you don't like it.
No, it had nothing to do with multiverse. They just said, "Oh, your rings is close to something." We have no idea. It's random.
We don't know. It's a random connection that they've left
open
and there for future people to
play with.
Yeah. Eternals
leading to Blade.
It's leading to Blade. It's also leading to this. It also led to Thunderbolts. And they all was Adamantium.
You mean Brave New World?
Yeah, Brave New World. Yeah, it led to Brave New World. Yeah. No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. That's the nostalgia.
Spider-Man, but you could say the end of it is part of the next Spider-Man movie. It is itself, which is fine. That one, Doctor Strange. That one I believe that one I can believe can be made to link.
Yes.
Incursion.
Yeah. It can be linked, yes. Thor and Black Panther, they are like the Thor 2 and Iron Man 3. So standalone movies that set up new characters for their next appearance.
Thor. To me, Black Panther. To me, that actually has some key plot points in terms of we're introduced to Namor.
Yeah.
We're introduced to the son of
T'Challa.
So that one, in terms of, the quality of the film itself, I thought was not as great as it could be, but that one I think did what the rest did in the past. Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So here's part of what my key was, that their plan was Kang.
Yeah.
And we know what happened with Kang.
Kang has been scrapped.
So, which kind of meant that, and because that film was so bad as well. You look at that.
So it's not as if it's not as if, like, if you look at the entire Phase 4, they were trying to build up to the multiverse saga with Kang. Phase 5 too had some movies linking to Kang as well. They had a plan, but the plan got scrapped. And now they're trying to tie whatever loose ends they have from those plans to the new one, Secret Wars. So Marvel movie is not a matter. The last 2 years, it's not a matter of disjointed movies.
How many of these
films? It's just bad movies.
If Kang is the plan, Kang is the plan, how many of these movies link to Kang?
Spider-Man linked to Kang, multiverse. Doctor Strange, multiverse.
multiverse and Kang are two different things. Please don't try.
No,
And
see, why it linked is that they would
Yeah.
say what Spider-Man did in his movie
Mhm.
and what Doctor Strange is doing in his movie, exploring the multiverses, is leading to a timeline where they want to consolidate all the multiverses to one, the prime timeline, and they want to destroy all the possible multiverse of madness that is happening. That's what the Kang storyline is going to be about.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, it was all leading to that. Now they have all these loose ends where they're trying to tie to a new movie. So their plan is not what's this thing called. It's not a form of, like I said, it's not because it's disjointed. It's just because the movies are bad. If all these movies are good, we would have a lot more benefit of the doubt. That by now we'll be saying, yes, 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 we can see your
At
foresight.
the moment, to me, this whole Avengers Doomsday,
Yeah,
to me, the way I am now, it's almost like, and this is me not having watched FF yet.
yeah.
It's almost like the whole story literally has to be told in that movie.
It's the same thing with Infinity War. The whole story has to be told in the movie.
Yeah, but
Like Infinity War.
nah, you see, if it started almost like where one I can see what you're trying to say there. You understand?
Yeah.
But a lot of history that was used in that film had already been built.
Really?
I'm feeling this is not going to be the case in this one. I'm feeling we're going to see people with almost zero history for us, apart from nostalgia mining, which I think is what they're going to try and substitute for.
No, see. Okay. I think everybody, because what's it called? All the characters in Secret War, in Doomsday, they've all appeared in something before.
Yeah.
The story, like they've all, whether you like, they've all appeared in a different story.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. And they all come with their histories. It's the same thing with Infinity War, but the story of Doomsday is going to happen in Doomsday.
Yeah, but you say because of the history, the key people there almost have zero history.
They all have histories in other movies. They all have their own movies
Okay.
or TV shows.
What's the history of the main villain?
What was the history of? We didn't have any history of what's this guy called? Of what's his name?
Who?
The villain of Infinity War. I'm sleepy right now.
Thanos. Thanos.
Yes. We had no history of
Sorry,
Thanos. We had no backstory. Like they literally told the
We've had
backstory.
we had backstory in Guardians of the Galaxy now. We had backstory in.
He was this shadowy villain in all those movies. It was in
But he was there.
Infinity War.
We see that he was already in Hunt for the Stones.
All of these
way more.
Therefore,
Yes.
you can delete all of these things that Thanos appeared before MCU in MCU movies.
Yes.
And you would understand who Thanos is and what
you understand it. You understand it, but you have less impact. The fact that they've been building up,
I doubt it will have less impact.
You've been anticipating it. We've seen him in 2 movies before then. Physically seen him.
We've not seen him do anything. He was just there.
Yeah.
He just appeared there.
What do you mean? In Ghana, he did a bit more now. We met his daughters. We met his daughters. Taylor's had a lot more planting than Doom has. Doom at the moment has only 1 film left to even be mentioned.
Yeah. See,
and we're not even sure we'll be mentioned in 1 film.
Here's the thing. Sure. I feel like you can develop Doom in a villain. You don't need multiple. You can develop Doom in 1 movie because you can tell his backstory and it will land.
No, in what movie? Nah, you see, well, you could.
It would work. Yeah.
Nothing is impossible. A good writer can do anything.
But
the more film you have to build it, the better it normally is.
True.
You always constrict.
No, not true. No, not true. I disagree. I think you are used to the idea of building up a villain across multiple movies.
No. What? No. So sorry. This good writer, bad writer. Doesn't matter whether you're good or bad.
Yeah.
If I tell you, here's a character, I want you to build it. You have 1 film to do it, or you have 3 films to do it. Depending on your ability level, whether you're shit, you should have a better chance in 3 films, and if you're good, you should have a better chance in 3 films than in 1 film. It's like giving you more leeway.
No, it's giving more leeway, but all the appearances of Thanos in previous movies,
yes,
they are all bad.
I never thought they were bad.
As since
I never thought they were
bad. They appeared at the end of was Avengers. and he just
And
looks there. He says, "Oh, I'll get it myself at the end of this movie," and we never see him. He fucks up for the entire this thing. He appears in which other movie did they appear again in? Guardians of the Galaxy. It was like a see before we got to him in Infinity War. It was like a bumbling failure. It was even a running joke.
It wasn't bumbling. Come on. It was never bumbling.
It was even a running joke that he has been trying to get it for himself since all these years.
Yeah, it wasn't bumbling.
It was until Infinity War.
Forget internet memes. It wasn't bumbling. People just wanted, oh, come on, when is he going to come? When is he going to come? But it was never bumbling in any of his appearances now.
It was never bumbling, but it was like, dude, you've been saying you'll get it yourself for the past 12 movies, and we've seen it exchange hands here and there.
But at least he's been saying it.
I'm saying that all those appearances,
yes,
most of them we could have done without all of them, without most of them.
No, the bit of Thanos you cannot tell me that all the little bit means zero to.
I'm not saying it means zero. I'm not saying it means zero. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it means zero. Yeah. It was like it's the beauty of it that makes us go, wow, it looks as if they planned it from the beginning. But all of those things, they were unnecessary. I've
already said that. What I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying to me, and obviously, when other people come, because the beginning, and don't get me wrong, I also think it was easier to sound more connective when you have less films.
Yeah,
I think the more you and you mentioned the TV shows, all of a sudden, obviously, money talks. You get greedy. You've gone from two. Well, I said one. Some years we would get one film. When it started, it was one movie a year, then two, then three. Then all of a sudden, you got 4 movies. You got ultimate, God knows how many TV shows. You know, and then anyway, the focus is lost in a sense. Almost inevitably, the focus was lost in my view. And I was saying to somebody the other day that they should have had almost 3 streams. And when I say 3 streams, I mean there should have been the Avengers level type people whose stories connect. Then there's the street level people. You know, like the Netflix to the Defenders type. There should have been that kind of connective, and then keep the cosmic guys as well. And then then they could come, which I guess they're going to do, they could come together. Because I know there's no way you can tell Disney, no, keep on doing 2 movies a year. They will not agree, especially if those movies are making billion. They will always insist on more.
Yeah. No, so they can do all of that. But here's the thing, and I kept saying it about DCEU, and I'll say this about the last Marvel phase. I think what the plan they had is solid. They just had bad movies. If the movies were better, we won't be talking like this. We'll be very happy with what we are getting, and we'll be so excited for how they are going to connect it.
Okay. You said so. Let's imagine Captain America for
what?
Captain America Brave New World, for example.
Yeah.
In a way, the show was better than the movie.
By far.
But the problem was, because ideally you should have done that movie.
That's what that's what I'm saying. That movie, there is a good plot for that movie with a good writer that comes after the show.
The show should be the movie.
Yeah, the show could have been the movie.
Yes.
But I'm happy they did the show, even though the show had its flaws.
Yes.
And you could have built off the show and do the movie, but they tried to do the show again as the movie.
Yeah,
which is where it's all messed up.
But realize not everybody will watch the show.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I'm saying that they could have done a movie that follows up on the show and build up the theme of the show, and it would be a great movie that we would all enjoy. But they didn't do that. So the problem with Captain America Brave New World was bad plot, not that it didn't need to exist.
No,
it's in almost every movie they released.
I don't think it's bad. Sorry, let me say right. It is bad plot. But I actually think the problem is it's also bad planning. I think somebody said to them, some guys have not watched the show. We need to try and reestablish this whole
Here's the thing: you can skip the entire show. At the end of Endgame, they give him the shield. Okay, it's fine. He has a uniform now, and he's fine as Captain America.
Yeah.
Okay, you know they gave him a suit at the end of Endgame. In the new movie, he has gotten a new suit as Captain America.
Yeah.
All the show, all the thing the show does is show us his internal struggle. And
But here's the problem: the writers in themselves had that showing. It's like somebody told the writer, "Listen, a writer who was involved in the show, he knows all the groundwork is done in that show."
Yeah.
But they now told him, okay, in the film, and not everybody saw your show. You have to almost reestablish Sam Wilson's credentials. Which by itself is not even a hard ask. You could make that move doing that movie. But the person doing it, he's going to do that show. So he was almost within his own head. He couldn't really do it properly anymore.
Because look at, for example, the way you're talking about it, look at Captain America Civil War.
Yep.
And Winter Soldier and the first Avenger. Okay, Winter Soldier re-established Captain America's credentials as this badass, strong guy.
Yeah, agreed. Yes.
Yeah, that he basically reintroduced Captain America to anybody who didn't watch. As a fresh character, because it's a good jumping off point. Yeah. And he still delivered a good movie out of it. Yeah. So reintroducing Sam Wilson.
But here's the thing, and this was it in that Civil War, or not Civil War. Yeah. Cap was Cap. It was full blown Cap, and we met a competent Cap. Yeah. He didn't try to go over. Oh, I'm learning. I'm not too sure myself. Because the first one, the arc of the first one was him becoming Cap.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was I am now Cap.
Yeah.
The TV show Falcon and the Winter Soldier show literally should be Sam Wilson's. Is Sam Wilson's first Avenger in my opinion?
Yeah.
And then the next one should have been
Winter Soldier.
But they kind of then
decided to do first Avenger again. Yeah.
But that's their fault. And I'm in my mind, in my mind, the writer, and this is my speculation, the writer could have gone full competent level for the film. And I reckon the part of me said, you know what? Not everybody watched the show. Can you almost rewind him back? And then I think the guy was caught in two minds. And that's why the film became meh. Because the film was, I feel one of the comments we made was, there was too many things in that film. They were trying to do too many things at once.
Yeah.
Which to me is always a kind of, you don't have a tight plan of what you want to go in that film.
Yeah. Fair enough. But yeah. So my overall thesis of all these movies is that it's not disjointed, it's just bad.
Yeah, but sometimes bad planning can lead to bad films. The films are bad, but sometimes the reason why it's bad is because the people who try planning are trying to do too many things at once in that film.
Okay.
And you might then argue chicken egg.
Yeah, what came first?
Scenario. But for me, especially in Brave New World, to me, I think, and even right now, if I sit here now, and if you tell me, what did that film even accomplish in the end? Now that we're on that topic, what if I was to ask you now, and I have not thought about this, what do you think the outcome of Brave New World is for Sam? What's this?
It's supposed to establish Sam as Captain America. It's supposed to establish his credentials as Captain America. The same way Winter Soldier established Cap as this strong guy. It's supposed to do that for him. But it failed in that.
So to me, I agree it failed. I don't even think Winter Soldier was meant to establish Cap. It was meant to establish Bucky. I think Cap was established already.
No, establish Cap's policies and position in opposition to the government. Leading to the next movie.
Winter Soldier had, and I guess it's the difference between those two movies. Winter Soldier said, right, okay, this is going to be the Winter Soldier movie.
Yeah.
We're going to have Cap go against the establishments.
Yeah, that's Winter Soldier, yeah.
And the whole Hydra infiltration. Yeah. So, very clear. Pushing forward. But when you come to, we had the leader. It was Hulk Part 2.
The leader was supposed to be this guy, Eckstein, in Winter Soldier. It's the same plot point.
Epstein.
No, the guy in the AI, the old AI.
Oh, Zola.
Zola. No,
Yeah,
is it
Zola.
Zola?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be Zola it's the
Yeah.
same plot point. Found in a remote location where nobody is. That is orchestrating everything. Same plot point.
You know what I'm saying is that film is hot. A lot of the elements in that film, the whole hawk element in that film should not be in it.
No, it's good.
It's not good.
It was
We-
done badly, but this guy's Hulk in that movie. It's a genius casting,
Who?
genius move to have
Who?
Hulk be the villain.
It wasn't. It
To
was
have Red Hulk in the movie. I
in that
think
film. That whole hawk plot, you could remove it. It makes no difference to that film, in my view.
yeah, because it was done badly.
Yeah, but I'm saying to me, okay. All the because you had the plot about the what's it called? Adamantium,
Yeah,
which I guess is the MacGuffin. I'm
yeah,
fine with that. Then you had this whole Hawk plot, Hawk Part 2 plot, but then you also had the Winter Soldier version of Samwiz's own Winter Soldier version, which
yeah.
and then you had the don't get me started on the whole Israeli saber. Anyway, let's leave that film alone.
Okay. Yeah, I think we've gone way too much on
Yeah,
that film.
we've
And
got off track.
way off track. Yeah, way
We got
off
way
track.
off track. But I guess it's why I like Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt had literally one core plot.
You see,
Yeah, go on.
Thunderbolt had one core plot, but he was also doing so many things at the same time. But because it was done seamlessly, it's resolving the plot of these individual characters across their entire movies
Yeah,
appearance,
yeah,
all in one film.
yeah, but it's what you see when you have a storyline. So
Yeah,
you have a storyline. Within that storyline, the characters will be developed and they'll have their arcs,
yeah,
which is what. And the whole film was, I don't know, a day or 2 days. The whole
yeah,
excellent. But then you have something like Brave New World, which had multiple storylines. Before you talk of the character arcs, so you had the Hawks storyline, you had the Isaiah. Okay, fine. No, you can still do it. I'm not saying it's not impossible to do it, but you have to do. You means you have to work harder, and
yeah,
then the characters within it also have to have their own story. You know,
yeah.
I love the way they talk about. Now, yes, not all films can be done that way. Sometimes you do need that big arc that will bring them all together. I'm trying to figure out a film that's done that, but done it well.
I don't think anyone has done that well. But yeah, I think we should probably stop here because we've almost gone above time
Yes.
on this particular topic.
Yes.
But yeah, it was fun to like break down how MC is basically failing or succeeding.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. We were meant to stop this about an hour and then talk about some Superman comics, but
But yeah, apparently no, we are not doing that this week.
we've got carried away, so we'll leave it at that for now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm even
So,
glad the other guys were not on, or else we would have been here for another 2 hours.
yeah. This is the part of the podcast you don't get to see. Well, that's why we have the chat and all of that, where we talk ahead of these things. But yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's stop
Yeah,
this.
goodbye.
And next week, I'm not quite sure what we've got planned for next week. We might have to remove this Superman because we wanted to talk about the Superman reset, but I think we'll have to do that to next week.
We'll probably do that next week, like all the Superman comics coming out. Yeah, they have been interesting. At least, well, I don't find them that good, but they've been interesting to go into and see how they're setting up the new world. But yeah, till next week, guys.
Yep. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you later.
Yeah.